What's up, everybody? KD3 here. Happy holidays. I got a request from somebody who appreciated my Ultimate Arsene build. They want to see a Ultimate Jack Frost build. So today I'm going to show you how to make the Ultimate Jack Frost. See, this is one persona where I can't say my build is the definitive one, simply because there's so many different ways that you can make Jack Frost in this game, to be honest, and he's super effective. But this is the build that I chose to go with, so I'm going to explain the skills and traits and why they're there like I always do. So first off, we're going to start with the trait Gloomy Child. The nice thing about Gloomy Child is this is a trait that you can actually get very early in the game from the Persona McCoy. So what Gloomy Child does is it makes it so that rain, snow, and pollen warnings are always in effect. So what does this mean? So you know how during certain days in the game there would be like weather changes or whatever in mementos, like pollen warnings, rain, freeze, like whatever. So when you have Gloomy Child, stuff like that happens regardless of where you are when you're battling. So let's say you're in a palace. That means whatever effects you would get from those rainstorms or whatever, those effects happen in palaces too. As long as you're battling with a persona that has this trait, those things are always in effect. So you could enter battles with enemies starting with ailments and things like that. But that's not why we have this trait. And once we go down the build, you're going to really see why I have this trait on this persona, and you're going to see how ridiculous it actually is. It looks useless on the surface, but combined with certain skills in this build, it is absolutely ridiculous. So first off, we're going to start with Ice Age. Most powerful ice skill in the game along with Diamond Dust. I have Ice Age for mob's sake. It only costs 27 SP because of Spellmaster, so might as well take that. You can use Diamond Dust if you just want to target one specific enemy with this build, but I just got Ice Age just in case. Then I have Ice Boost, of course, boost ice skills by 25%. Ice Amp, boost them by 50% more. And then Magic Ability, which strengthens them by 25% more. So pretty much double damage. Don't forget, Magic Ability, you have to get it through Network Fusion. So if you want Magic Ability, make sure you Network Fuse until you get a persona with this ability. Lock it down and then use it to transfer the skills. So Spellmaster decreases SP cost by half. See, Jack Frost, like all the Frosts, they normally have Frigid Bloodline as their trait, which reduces the cost of ice skills in half, but I really wanted Gloomy Child because I thought it would be really nice to have for elemental personas that can inflict ailments, so I used Gloomy Child instead. Drain Fire. Jack Frost is weak to fire, so gotta get rid of the weakness in the best way you possibly can. I just got Drain Fire. So, and now these last two skills, these are where the benefits from Gloomy Child come into effect. So Ambient Aid. What does Ambient Aid do? It increases the chances of you inflicting ailments during rain or snow. And with Gloomy Child, rain, snow, and pollen are always in effect. So I get a 30% increased chance to inflict ailments on my enemies. In Ice Age, it already has a chance of inflicting ailments. So adding another 30%, that's great. I don't know if there's a cap or anything on ailment chances. So, I just got Ambient Aid. I believe Foul Stench, which is another trait, it increases your ailment chances, but only by like 10%. So, 30 is better than 10, so I was like, alright, I'll just get Ambient Aid. And I didn't really have room for ailment boost on this build because of, the way I have it set up. And then this last skill, Climate Decorum. This greatly increases my evasion from all affinities during rain and snow. So pretty much it doubles my evasion. against all attacks during rain and snow. And so with one trait, I get the best of both worlds from these. And that was my thought process when building this persona. I get strong ice attacks that don't cost that much, get rid of my weakness, make it super easy to dodge attacks, and have a really high chance of inflicting ailments. So this is how I have my Jack Frost set up. So now I'm going to show you the process of making this persona. So fusing this persona is actually the easiest part of the game. So what we're going to do is, actually first I have to get rid of my Jack Frost, because if you have the persona in your party, you can't make it. So I'm going to swap to Orpheus. Okay. So you just have to fuse McCoy and Silky. McCoy has the trait Gloomy Child. So you just pass that down and just put whatever on here. Doesn't really matter because we're not keeping these skills. I forgot to turn the alarm off. I need to do that just to make sure an accident doesn't happen. Here, let's skip that. You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? It happened again. Oh my god. Alright, so now that the alarm is off and I've been kicked out, we can do this properly. So, we're going to make Jack Frost with Gloomy Child by fusing McCoy and Silky. I'm going to skip this. Alright, Jack Frost has been made. If you would like some different traits for your persona, remember I said that this one, there's a lot of different options you could use when going with this build. That's why I wouldn't say mine is the ultimate one, but it is definitely a very strong one. But you can build this persona in so many different ways that there's no telling which one is the absolute best. So if there's a different trait that you want, some recommendations I have. One is Stagnant Aura. It's not as effective as Gloomy Child with Ambient Aid, but it gives you room to use other skills if you don't want to use Ambient Aid in Climate Decorum. Focus Gaze is a nice one. It increases magic by 20% when focusing on one target. Peerless Gaze is another nice one for if you're targeting all enemies. That gives you a 20% power boost. Or you could keep its own trait, which was Frigid Bloodline, that reduces magic cost by 50%. Or if you want the magic cost reduced even higher, you can get how do you pronounce this? Cocytus? I think it's pronounced Cocytus. You can get that from Satan, and that trait reduces ice magic cost by 75%. So better than Frigid Bloodline. You're pretty much only using a quarter of your SP, and if you combine that with Spellmaster, like, it's pretty much gonna cost nothing. Alright, so if you want the Ice Age skill for Jack Frost, you need to get it from Mother Harlot, who learns it by leveling up. You can also get it from Satan. Satan also has Diamond Dust if you want a single target ultimate ice skill. If you want Ice Boost and Ice Amp, you need to itemize Lilim. To get Ice Boost, you just itemize Lilim normally, and to get Ice Amp, you just itemize Lilim during an alarm, and you will get them both. Remember that to get magic ability, you need to do Network Fusion until one of your personas inherits the ability. The easiest way to get Spellmaster is to itemize Tsukuyomi Pikaro. You can get it very easily through that method. The other way to get Spellmaster is to level up other personas. Ishtar, Uriel, Koryu, Mada, Lucifer, and Tsukuyomi Pikaro all have Spellmaster, and you can inherit it through those personas. To get the Drain Fire skill card, you can either itemize Chimera during a fusion alarm, or you can complete the Full Moon Challenge battle. Another way to get it is to level up the persona Moloch. After leveling up Moloch, you can pass down Drain Fire. To get Ambient Aid, you can't use a skill card, but the personas Narcissist, Sudama, Pazuzu, Black Rider, Black Ooze, and Mothman all have the skill, and you can inherit it from them. If you complete the request, An Elderly's Meaning of Life, you can get an accessory called the Nuisance Belt that you can equip to your persona, or yourself, that gives you Ambient Aid. Which means if you use this on personas that have the Gloomy Child trait, you wouldn't have to actually put Ambient Aid on them, and you could put a different skill on them. There is no skill card for Climate Decorum. If you want to get the skill, you'll need to level up either Koron Zone, Koropakaru, Lakshmi, Nigi Mitama, or Jatayu, and pass the skill down to Jack Frost through one of those personas. Anyway, that's how you build the ultimate Jack Frost. Like I said, you can build this persona in many different ways. So I'd say in terms of potential, I'd say it's one of the ultimate builds, but it's not the de facto build because of all the different ways you can build Jack Frost. You can go for pure damage, you can go for almost guaranteed ailments. However you want to build Jack Frost, you could build him to prefer saving SP, whatever way you want. I just thought it would be most beneficial to build him in a way that guarantees him ailments, because if we're talking about raw strength, I have other personas that do a better job covering that because of skills that are exclusive to them as well as traits. So I felt like Jack Frost could cover the ailment end of things very well. Anyways, this is the end of my ultimate Jack Frost build. If you have a request for an ultimate build of a persona, let me know and I will try to build it for you.